It's episode 10.
Episode 10.
Brr, 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 brr. Episode 10, except for we haven't had an episode since August.
Oh
It's
yeah,
been
it's
a,
been a
been a
while.
long time. So for those of those fuck, you know what I'm trying to say. For those of you who
Yeah.
are new to the show, over
Uh,
here we got Seaside Mike, we
yes,
got
the
Mocha,
illustrious.
got the infamous, I think is what I typically get dubbed. It's been a
Yeah, the
minute.
infamous.
So how have you been, man? We,
Uh,
it's been a while.
since August, it's been a lot. A lot's happened. You know what I mean. So, I guess do you want to just get into like what we've been up to? I guess since
I mean,
then.
we kind of have to. It's been so long. It's
All
like
right. Yeah.
like
You're right.
where's the
You're right.
content, right? From the
Yeah.
few people who do enjoy us right now.
We
It's like where's the
we
content?
actually got some listens on Stitcher. I was looking on there the other
Stitcher,
day,
yeah, Stitcher.
and
We got some
pe-
hits.
yeah, people were actually like paying attention a little bit.
Yeah, and I think Spotify doesn't do that bad either. I think like
Yeah.
a lot
Okay.
of our friends have Spotify and like we'll listen to it on Spotify.
My sister said she'd listen all the time. Well,
Well,
that
I
the
mean,
few.
then we gotta get your sister at least one more episode.
Yeah. But yeah, around August, that was right before I was in the midst of like studying for the bar.
Yes,
So
and what were the results?
I passed.
He
Woo!
passed. He did
Oh my
it.
gosh. Yeah, I passed, so I'm officially a lawyer. I've been a lawyer since I guess I took the bar in July. I found out the results in October. So I've been a lawyer. I work at a law firm in Carlisle. I do criminal and family law. I have my own clients and stuff now. That's pretty cool.
There you go.
Um, I'm on a billboard. I'm on a few billboards.
Several billboards.
Yeah, I'm on a few billboards. That's cool.
I
Like
I did see a picture of one of the billboards, and my man's in the suit and tie. It looks amazing, and he's
yeah.
just he's just posting up, just billboard, Seaside on the billboard,
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Oh shit! It like honestly, that picture cracked me up, but I was like,
Oh
he
yeah.
fucking made it. He made it. He's on a billboard.
I was like, I mean, I didn't go into, I didn't. When I went to law school, it was like I didn't know I was gonna.
When I
I didn't
went
know
to
I was.
law school, I didn't think I would be one of those guys on the billboard.
I didn't know if I was gonna pass or not. I didn't have any idea. I ended up
Oh shit!
graduating like with honors and stuff, and
Yeah.
like I'm like super proud and um yeah. Now I'm a lawyer. I'm on a couple. Like I said, I'm on a few billboards. I have clients.
He's just
Um,
flexing right now. That's all this is.
I
I'm
was,
I'm on a few billboards,
I'm on a couple.
just a
I'm
couple.
you know, I ended up moving back home. Like, I ended up moving back home after the bar because you don't really. It took me a while to find a job because you don't really find out if you pass for a while. So I moved back home. My plan was to move out next month, but obviously this is because of everything that's going on right now, we'll get into at some point.
It's the
Um,
apocalypse.
yeah, because of all that, it's gonna be slowed down a little bit. Also, since then, I started dating my now current girlfriend. She's pretty awesome. Hi, Sammy.
Boom.
Um,
Hi, Sammy. Shout outs to Sammy.
hi, Sammy.
I'm still a married man. That hasn't
Yeah,
changed since
that's
August.
awesome. Yeah, yeah. I mean, we just hung out not too long ago. That was
Yeah,
actually yeah. We hung out not too long
we
ago.
hung out. Actually, that was a part of our 4-year wedding anniversary.
That's incredible.
Was we got to drop the kids off at my parents' house all before this COVID stuff, and
Yeah,
we got to drive out to Harrisburg and hang out with the Goon Squad, you know.
yeah.
So it was
Whole
good
gang.
times, but yeah, that was a part of our anniversary like gift from my parents was like they took the kids for 4 days,
Yeah, that's
which is
awesome.
like, whew,
Yeah.
4 whole days where you're just and I took off work on the Friday and the Monday, so I had I was just like I'm free. I'm gonna take my time here. I'm gonna chill, hang out. Went and we had several drinks, several cocktails.
There we go.
Um, So that was nice, and it was fun. You all were amazing as always, just having us and welcoming us to the mean streets of Harrisburg.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Around
like that
St.
spot.
Patty's Day too. St. Patty's Day,
Yeah,
Harrisburg fun.
yeah, yeah.
There
It
you
was it
go.
was a good time. It was a good time.
But other than that, I mean, I've just been, working hard. Got a lot of projects going on at work and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Um, but the other thing I've been doing a lot is playing some games.
Before we get into that though, before we because we're gonna get into it
Ah,
later, but I think this kind of like intertwines
my
with
soul.
it kind of intertwines with like what our update has been. How is your job affected by COVID-19?
So, okay, this is the realest shit ever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I work for a company that is considered an essential company. So,
Mm-hmm.
we are not shutting down. We are not, doing anything crazy like that. Um, but I work in the corporate office. And I want to say um, around like October or so, we started our work from home policy where
Mm-hmm.
my my department was able to work from home 2 days a week every week, and it
Mm-hmm.
was just scheduled out. So I was fortunate enough to get Monday and Friday as my days scheduled to work from home. So I was already working from home 2 days a week,
Yeah.
which I mean, since I just program and stuff, it's kind of nice. I mean, I have way less distractions at home than I have in the office because people, for some reason, whatever who I work with, like they're a little bit older, most of them. So they think that like you have to have meetings in person and like all this like very traditional how businesses should work uh, is like their mindset. And then I'm over here like, yeah, just throw me a Teams channel to jump in and I'll call the meeting like it'll be fine, no big deal. But
Yeah.
people were still like, oh no, I'll wait until you're in the office, and I'm like, whatever. So now that COVID's happening, I think it's tight trying to teach a lot of people that some meetings were just able to be emails or phone
Yeah.
calls, whatever. Not everything has to be in person.
Yeah.
But the one, so like my day to day, I mean, I'm just at home now all 5 days instead of two, which
Yeah.
not that terrible. Especially
Mm-hmm.
for me because I actually enjoy working from home a lot more than I enjoy going into the office. Like I hear we have these like wellness checkups every day with like our whole team, our 9-person team, and there's like several extroverted people and several people who just like being around people, and they're all like losing their minds and like sounding depressed and shit. And then when it gets to my check, I'm like, I'm living my best life. This is the best I've ever felt. Like I was like, this is what I've been asking to do for like 2 years now. You're finally letting me, and I mean, this is an introvert's paradise, to be quite honest. If it
Yeah.
wasn't for the disease,
Yeah.
disease
Obviously.
aside.
Yeah.
But what
Yeah.
about you? I mean, you got clients and stuff, so I'm assuming you have to go into the office a couple days.
Yeah. Uh, right now, my boss is he's pretty much is like, hey, work from home as much as you can. There's obviously certain things that I'll
Yeah.
have to go into the office for, or I'll have to, go to the court for. Most court proceedings have been like shut down.
Yeah.
Most of the courts are like, you can't get in here. We're not doing anything unless it's an emergency. So that's like emergency custody stuff if there's a preliminary hearing and and a client's in jail and just stuff like that, stuff like for one also they're trying to get rid of as many prisoners as possible right now, so that's something that's like kind of helping out a lot of my clients, a lot
Yeah.
of criminal defense clients in general. um, but yeah, even tomorrow I have to go visit. I'm likely going to go visit one of my clients in prison, so it'll be the first time in a while I'll put on a whole suit,
Whew.
but I'll go do that, and it's I'll go visit him in prison, and then but for the most part, I'm working from home.
Well, that's good. I mean, you gotta stay safe right now. That's
Yeah.
that's like the biggest thing is, I mean, even like going to the grocery store. I think PA right now has a like a notice out that you should be wearing masks if you're gonna go out into public, or if
Yeah.
you don't have a mask, wear like a bandana or a scarf. Just stay safe. Um, and wash your damn hands, people.
Yeah.
Wash your damn hands. You know,
Sanitize and all that.
yeah, like you get home from even just going to get gas, whatever. You wash your damn hands. Like just
Yeah.
anything. And I think it's a little funny hearing some people be like, I didn't realize that I was supposed to wash my hands after XYZ. I'm like, you mean to tell me you were just in the grossest place, like a mall, where
Yeah.
just hundreds of people walk around, thousands of people walk around all day, just touching just shit, sneezing on shit, ruining it
Exactly.
for everybody. It's
Yeah.
like we're back in kindergarten, and there's like two kids that are like, fuck what the
Yeah.
teacher
It's.
said, and now we all have to go in from recess.
I know. Yeah. That is kind of like how it feels. I am getting a little stir crazy. I want to be. I'm gonna be mixed.
Yeah.
But.
I mean, like, my wife asked me what's the first thing I'm gonna do after quarantine, and I was like, I don't know, probably just stay home, play video games. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, to me, like, it makes no difference really. Like, this is what I actually
You're gonna be
enjoy
in the
doing.
house. Yeah.
The hard part though is, like the kids get real. Like they're off a wall right now. They shut down all of our parks and stuff.
Oh
So like we
really?
can't even take them outside on like these nice days and like go to the park. I mean, thankfully we have a backyard, like a big backyard, and we can kind of play out there, but you know, it's all muddy right now. Like it's been raining and stuff, so like our
Yeah.
yard's
Yeah.
just like a swamp. And oh my god, my daughter like fell into this huge puddle of mud and like got one shoe stuck, like her brand new Adidas. She got one
Oh
shoe
gosh.
stuck and it just like fell right off in the mud. And
Oh
then she like
no.
stepped
Poor
again and
kid.
it was the closest thing I've ever seen to quicksand in real life. Like she was just like slowly crying and like getting more stuck by the second, and then I had to go fish her out, and she was just straight mud all the way,
Oh,
just all
poor
up and down.
kid.
Oh, it was so funny. That's the stuff like you get to laugh at a little bit because it was like
Mhm.
I told her not to run there, but she did it anyway.
Mhm.
Oh man. But yeah, other than that, COVID hasn't really affected like my job too much. Um, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, now can I segue into being able to play a lot of games? Thank you, sir,
Mhm.
because that is the thing that I've been doing to try and pass the time. Um,
What are you playing
especially,
right now?
oof, right now I've been playing a lot of Dota 2 and a lot more Dota Underlords. I've been playing a lot of that.
Mhm.
Um,
Okay.
just because Underlords is on mobile, so like it's real easy if I'm bored or whatever, just pull up a quick game and mess around on there. Um, but if I'm ever like sitting at my computer, I'm pretty much just playing Dota, like
Okay.
like a fiend. It would be Artifact if there was more Artifact players, but there's not.
Mm.
Um, but I've been playing a lot of Dota. I gave my Switch. I lent it to a coworker whose family was going stir crazy because
Oh.
they're like, she has a 7-year old and a three
Mhm.
year old, and she was like, the 7-year old is just like misses school, is so bored, like
Oh.
misses her teachers and her friends and whatever. So I think she was like asking for a Switch for her birthday, and I was
Mm.
like, well, I have a Switch with like a few games if you want to like take it as a trial run. I mean, we don't really like, my family doesn't really play it. I would, but all the games that I have I've beaten. So it's like,
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I mean, there's only so many times I can play Mario Kart by myself before I'm like, yep, here you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I lent that to my friend. Um and so yeah, in the meantime I've just been playing Dota and stuff. What about yourself?
Oh, that's cool. So yeah, I got a Switch a little while ago too, And so I still have a backlog of like PS4 games, but my brother wanted to play Persona 5, so I lent him
Mm,
my PS4. Um, but so I've been playing a bunch of games on my Switch, and I like that because I can like put something on my TV and like play it on mobile.
yeah.
So I just finished Super Mario Odyssey. That was fun.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Um, I'm playing Dragon Quest 11 right now.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's fun.
Yeah, I never got to play Super Mario Odyssey. I wanted to. I mean, that was one of the reasons I bought the Switch. It's like
Hmm.
play the Mario games, and the other one that's in my backlog is I haven't played Breath of the Wild, and I really
I haven't
wanted.
played. Yeah, I
That's
haven't
the
played that
other
yet.
one that I like. I bought it specifically for Breath of the Wild. I just haven't had any
Yeah,
time to play Breath of the
yeah.
Wild.
I'm not playing Breath of the Wild yet because I know that'll probably be the best game on the Switch. So I'm like delaying my gratification.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
Um, but I
I
mean,
want to play Link's
usually,
Awakening, the remake.
oh, I mean that all Zelda games, really. I love all
Yeah,
Zelda games to be quite
yeah.
honest. So, but the other thing about the Switch uh that I really like is all the games that I do have for the Switch are like easygoing games. I have like the Pokemon games, I
Hmm.
have like, Rocket League and just like random shit like that. Um and I like just going on and like doing stuff solo, when I'm playing the Switch or
Me
whatever.
too.
Like I don't
Yeah.
really like net play,
I don't,
whatever, like
yeah, yeah. Me neither.
that's more of a game for just like or I like games that you can just play with your friends and stuff. Like I have all the Jackbox party games.
Hmm.
So I think just about every time I've had like you guys over like over in the summers and stuff like that, like we've played Jackbox games cuz those are just like a blast. Um but yeah, I mean that's like my main use case for the Switch. Other than that, I'm just like feeding Dota like
Yeah,
an
yeah.
asshole.
I played a couple games recently.
I was there.
Oh yeah. Let me tell you, that game is still as it's still exactly how you imagine it.
It hurts your soul and takes a little bit
Hmm.
out of you each game,
Yep,
but you
it's
still
like you
love it.
lose and you lose and you lose, but then when you win and you get a little bit of joy. But
Then
when
you're
you
like,
lose,
oh, I
it's like
gotta keep going.
exactly. But when you lose, it's like soul crushing. But then you get to the win, and then it's like here's have some little bit of joy,
I
and
mean,
then
honestly, the soul crushing part about Dota is not necessarily the losses. It's the time to lose. The
it
time it takes to
yeah
lose the game is
yeah
what always hurts the
exactly.
worst.
There are
Um,
times where you go into the game knowing you're gonna lose, and then you get there, and then it's like, oh, well, it's gonna take another hour to win the or
yeah,
lose this game, pretty much.
they give you like this glimmer of hope too, and then
Hmm.
like you just screw everything up or whatever, and then the game's just over. And you're like,
Hmm.
oh man, we were this close.
Yeah,
But I mean, I still have fun. I mean, there's like a couple
yeah.
new
There's still fun to
heroes,
be had.
and I've always enjoyed like tinkering with how to like build items on different heroes and stuff like that. I mean, I pretty much stopped like trying so hard and
Yeah,
started just like I only really play with other people,
yeah,
so that I at least like have somebody to talk to on Discord or whatever while I'm playing. And
exactly.
then like I only pick fun heroes now. Like that's the thing I started doing was like, oh, I'm sick of like trying to like, oh, I need to counter the other team. No, I just go in
Just
and
pick something fun.
pick the things that I like to play, run around and
Exactly,
do shit. So, yeah.
exactly. At this point, sorry, we're not going pro. Like,
Oh, dude,
just we're not
like
going. No one has time for that.
4 years ago I was not going pro either, but I still played.
It's just like
Oh
just
man.
have fun, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I mean, like the other day, oh my god, I played this game yesterday, and like I don't really speak up too much in the game because like typically I just go and I mute everybody, like
Hmm.
just about. I think I will sometimes leave my teammates open until they give me a reason to mute them. Um, but I went into the game and I didn't mute like anybody for whatever reason. And it reminded me exactly why I do mute people. Because I got to the end of the game and the other team was like all chatting like hate crime speech about their own players. I'm
Jesus
like,
Christ.
Jesus Christ. And then
It brings the
them
worst out of
it really does. And then we get out of the game, and that's when it opens up like all 10 players are allowed to chat at one time in a little
me.
like lobby until you get out of that lobby. And the one person's like, dude, this fucking player playing this hero, like, you need to go kill yourself. And I went, like, I just started typing, whoa, whoa, whoa. You settle down. It is just a game. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you are not going pro anytime soon. You are being
Exactly.
a
I mean,
whiny little baby about everything, and you need
so
to just
serious.
settle down. Like, there is no need at all to tell anybody to kill themselves because they did something
Over a
wrong
video
in a
game.
video game.
It's just not that deep. And that's the problem with Dota 2. It's just like it brings the absolute worst out of you and everyone around you.
Until you break the system. That's what
True.
I had to do for myself is I had to break the system that got the worst out of me, right? When I was like fiending solo queue game, it's like I lost like 3 in a row and I can't end on a loss. I gotta win. Like I gotta win one, and then you
Mhm.
just like keep playing. And then you finally win one, and you're like, well, now I'll just play until I lose. And then
Exactly.
you get into this cycle, and then you're just like 8 games in, and you start like
So,
flaming all your team.
it sounds like a gambling addiction.
Shh, it's not that bad.
I know, I know.
At least I'm not losing money. I'm just losing moral points.
Losing MMR, yeah.
MMR and moral value. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, other than that, like I said, a lot of Dota underlords. I mean, clearly I'm a Dota fiend, thick and thin. So I'm gonna play any game that involves Dota. To be quite honest,
Fair enough.
that's just how I'm wired.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So yeah, I mean, something else that I guess we can talk about briefly. I mean, we were talking about the Nintendo Switch. Um, I guess now with everyone being locked up, there's been a lot more people who wanted the game. Um, a lot more people wanted the game. There's like a lot more people want a Nintendo Switch. So
Hmm.
scalpers have been like trying to like sell them
Dude, you
for like
can't get them
double.
anywhere.
Yeah,
You really
you have to pay
can't.
like and online you have to like pay like double or
Oh yeah,
triple, because of I guess it's like a supply and demand, but it's
yeah.
you know
It's wild out there. Everybody's trying to get a Switch.
yeah.
But the
I
the
mean,
other crazy thing is and like why I'm kind of laughing about all this is because they cancel all the real sports, right? And
yeah,
now like on ESPN and shit, they're just playing like esports. Just
really.
like ESPN, it has been real big on doing iRacing. I don't
Oh,
know if
really?
you've I don't know if you've like heard any of the hype about iRacing, but they
Not
have
really.
real NASCAR drivers and real
Oh, I did hear
F1
about this. Yeah.
drivers like getting these rigs and they're just like going and playing against like everybody, right? And they're just like, I think there was something that just like was tweeted tonight. There's this NASCAR racer, like a real live NASCAR racer named Bubba Wallace who was like just in a random iRacing just NASCAR
Hmm.
game and somebody intentionally bumped him and like wrecked him and he rage quit. He literally was like, if you guys aren't going to take this seriously, I'm not playing. And he just quits the game and he backs out and he just like I think he even lost one of his sponsors because of it, like because they're racing for real, like this is what they're doing
Yeah.
while no one can do anything. You have like a whole bunch of people doing like charity streams and stuff like that. I know that
Mhm.
they have like NBA 2K and NFL
Yeah.
like just doing a whole bunch of Madden stuff. Um
Yeah, the NBA is like doing a 2K. I think they're doing like a 2K tournament with NBA players,
Yeah.
so it's a similar thing.
So yeah, they're taking all of the like real athletes for these sports and like taking the games for these sports and actually broadcasting those because the
Hmm.
only other stuff they have to show is stuff that already happened. So nobody cares, like nobody can bet on it. In Vegas, they made esports legal now. You
Oh,
can bet
really?
on esports in Vegas now because they have nothing else. They have
Yeah,
the
I don't know what else.
UFC. Like that's
Yeah,
UFC is the only people dumb enough right now to keep on going. Um,
WWE.
oh well, yeah, that too.
We just had Mania yesterday
Yeah,
and the day before.
if you're about to give spoilers, make sure we hit those
Oh
spoilers.
yeah, spoiler. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but it was interesting. It was the weirdest WrestleMania ever.
Well,
It
because
was
there
in
was no
front of no
fans, right?
crowds. Yeah,
Yeah,
no
no
fans.
crowd.
It was pre-recorded. Um, I'll just say this: the Bray Wyatt John Cena match is like one of my favorite things that I've ever watched.
So one question I have about Mania and stuff like that, were you able to like hear the people like talking like while they were wrestling?
Yeah, you could pretty much hear them. Yeah,
So
it very weird.
so that probably takes away because obviously everything's staged and whatever, and that's fine. Like who cares?
Yeah,
The question I have about that is like that kind of gets rid of all the verbal cues they could ever do, right?
yes and no. They were because it was recorded, they could edit it,
Oh,
but
okay.
also there were a couple things that you could just kind of like pick up, like that the microphones didn't pick up, but you
Oh,
could always
gotcha.
tell when the wrestlers kind of like, well, not always, the really good ones will are good at hiding it, but some there were a couple instances where I was like, oh, I see, you're saying something to him there.
Like, don't do that. It's ruining the
Yeah,
magic.
yeah.
This is
So it's like, yeah, you could pick stuff, some certain stuff like that up, but
gotcha.
I mean, I would say this: it was better than I thought it would be.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, it's a weird mania, so they did their best.
Well, that's all you can do, right?
Yeah,
I
they did
mean,
their
doing the
best.
best with what you got right now. That's kind of the big points. Um, but so we were talking about the Switch and how everything's like backed up and whatnot, and
Yeah,
you can't get anything like only scalpers right now, right?
yeah,
Um,
exactly. Yeah,
but the other thing that COVID's doing is just delaying everything. I
definitely.
mean, you got games getting delayed indefinitely. You got,
Yeah.
you know,
Until Dawn was Naughty Dog Productions. They delayed it already. I believe it was supposed to come out. They delayed it until a few months, but now it's delayed indefinitely.
oh shit, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, like even what releases of a lot of things are getting delayed. Movies, obviously, like
yeah.
I know we're big
Dude,
Marvel fans here. Black Widow
mhm,
got delayed,
mhm.
which I
That
was pretty
whole
bummed about. But
I
you
think
know,
it and correct me if I'm wrong, that's gonna affect the whole timeline for the rest of the movies too.
I think so. I think they because what is it? Is or is it more about the actual like time of the year? Right? They have like the spring blockbusters, like the concept, and then like the summer film. Like
Hmm.
you have one typically each season, but you know, just trying to like get your quarter earnings, right? That's kind of how those get released. So I wonder if maybe it's because of that, like you know,
Yeah,
everything will kind of get delayed, or maybe they'll just be like, hey, we got to pump out some content because we need earnings for whatever quarter, and
yeah.
you know,
And I
we'll
wonder how this
see.
is gonna affect the Disney Plus shows, if it will affect the Disney Plus shows.
Well, I will say we have been binging everything on Disney Plus because, like, I mean, with two kids and,
Hmm.
you know, just all the content that's on there. Like, pretty much if you come into my house, there's going to be either Disney Plus on or YouTube. That's like the only stuff we watch right now. It's just
Yeah.
like that. Um, because I mean, I know one of the talking points on here is like, what are you watching and whatnot, and we got a shit ton of time to watch everything.
Yeah.
And so Disney Plus has been, you know, a lifesaver and a crux because it's like, oh my god, I just want to watch it all.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
just watched the new movie. It's a Pixar one, Onward. It's
Don't
got
know that one.
Tom Holland and Chris Pratt in it.
Sounds cool.
So I mean, like I'm a huge Tom Holland fan. Like
Yeah.
I've loved every single Spider-Man thing. So you know, it's like Tom Holland Spider-Man, my favorite Spider-Man, and Chris Pratt's just always funny to me. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it was a pretty good movie though. It was very
Okay.
like family friendly and family oriented, but it was very adorable. Gave you the feels where you needed them, but also gave you enough Tom Holland and Chris Pratt that you were like laughing the whole time too. So
Yeah.
that was
Yeah.
pretty good. Um, and then we've been watching like a whole shit ton of Marvel movies. Like
Really.
that's pretty much the
I
other thing that we've been doing.
I have a really hard time rewatching shows. Like my favorite movie of all time is Black Swan,
Okay.
and I've never seen it twice. I
Oof.
don't want to see it twice. I don't want to see it
You don't want
twice.
to ruin that initial
Exactly.
experience, right?
Exactly. I tried to rewatch The Dark Knight recently, and it's not the same.
I can
It didn't
understand
age
that.
very well, I don't think. I don't think it aged well.
But see, like I'm kind of the opposite. I love rewatching things because I
Hmm.
love, uh, you know, I've already got the storyline done in my head,
Hmm.
so I have enough time to like pick up on
Pick up
minor
other stuff.
details.
Hmm.
Um, like there's this movie that I love. It's got like Brad Pitt in it, and like a whole bunch of. It's almost like, you know how Ocean's 11 has like all these famous fucking guys in it and
Superstars,
stuff
yeah.
like that. Well, it's like a British Ocean's 11. Like it's like a heist movie. It's called
Yeah.
Snatch and it has Brad Pitt in it.
I've heard of it. Yeah.
Okay, it's that is my favorite movie, like of all time, easily.
Hmm.
And it's one of the movies that has like multiple storylines going on
Hmm.
simultaneously. So when you're watching it the first time through, trying to pick up on all the like jokes and stuff that they got going on with their accents and trying to like, you know, process everything quickly
A lot of
and keep
nuance.
track of three storylines and, you know, try and make sense of it all. It's really difficult to like pick up on all the funny things like the first time through. But then
Yeah.
you watch it a second time and it just gets funnier and funnier. It keeps on going until you're like, oh my god, I love this movie. So, you know, some movies I can agree. Like it's you
Hmm.
watch it that first time and you're like, I don't ever want this to go away. Like just
Yeah.
keep this
Yeah. I see.
feeling. But yeah.
No, I get that.
What other
Yeah.
things have you been watching though?
So, what did I just? I watched The Tiger King. I did watch that.
Oof.
Contrarian, Mocha over here
It's
didn't watch it.
I don't know. It's just like
You don't like it because other people like it. Tell the truth.
that's not necessarily true. The
That is
main
not
reason
necessarily. It's
no, cuz the main reason is like I first off, I really don't give a shit about like the main talking points of your show being like drugs and crime and what like that doesn't appeal to me. I'm a comedy guy. I really like
well,
when
it's funny.
I mean, I've heard that it's funny, but you know,
Yeah.
um, but like I would much rather like go on Netflix and watch some stand-up comedy. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like that's what I do when I have like you gotta remember though. We wake up at like 7:30, right? And the kids go to bed like 8:39. So all day, if we're gonna watch anything, it's ruled by them. So then, like, 9 o'clock comes around, and I have two choices. I can either play video games or try and find something common that me and Kayla will both watch, right? And so,
That's fair.
you know, like, there's just not that many things that we're both, like, super interested in. She's interested in, like, dark drama shows. Like, she, you know, binged The Handmaid's Tale. She binged You. She binged,
See.
like, you know, all these things like that, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm bitch. I am too scared. Like I like I was in the room listening,
Mm-hmm.
to like one episode of You, and I was like, I can't be in the room when you watch this anymore. I had to like get downstairs, like, you know, come down here and play games, whatever. Like I couldn't handle it. So you know, like there's that category of stuff that like she enjoys, and then me, I'm all comedy. Like it's like, you know, I want to
See,
watch like comedies, just like comedians doing whatever, or like sketch comedy
yeah.
shows, you know, whatever. So
See, I like. See, I'm all about the story, so that's why I'm with Kayla in that. I love a good
that's
story.
fair. That's fair.
I like some comedy sprinkled in stuff. I'm watching Demon Slayer. That's like the really popular
Hmm.
anime that everyone says is so good. It's pretty good. I mean,
It's
I'm only on episode.
it's
I'm
not
only on.
so good, but it's good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm only on episode 4. I know everyone says like there's a couple episodes in like 19, 20, 21 that are like some of the best episodes in any anime. But right now, Sammy suggested I watch Broad City. It's like her favorite show.
Oh,
And it's like
gotcha.
complete comedy. I think you'd like this one. I didn't think I'd like it because I think I thought it would be maybe like a chick show,
Okay, I mean, I don't care.
but
I'm down with whatever. To be
it's
quite.
actually hilarious. I'm on season 2, episode 3 right now.
What's it called?
Broad City.
Broad City. Okay, I'll have to
It's
remember
on
that.
Comedy Central.
Okay, well then,
And
cool.
who's Hannibal Harris? Hannibal Barris. He's on the
Hannibal
show.
Buress. Yeah,
Yeah, he's on the show.
he's one of my favorite comedians. So
Yeah,
okay, I'd probably
he's a
like
reg.
it because
Yeah, it's actually I didn't think I'd like it, but it's actually hysterical and like it's just like and it actually are some good stories, even though their episodes are like 20 25 minutes.
gotcha. Well, I'll check that out. I mean, I'll
Yeah,
check
good
that
show.
out before I check out Tiger King. That's the
Oh my
thing,
god, you gotta
right?
watch Tiger King though.
I mean, like
It's a good story. And
that's
fuck Carol
that's
Baskin.
fine. Like I'll like probably check it out eventually
I don't
because
even like
it's
documentaries like that, but
it's
it was really enthralling.
how many is it like a series or is it just one thing
Hmm.
or okay.
It's like it's you don't have to watch it all in one sitting, but like watch like the first episode, and if you don't like it, then fucking then turn it off. You know.
I mean, I've kind of watched the preview and I'm like, meh. You know, like I don't know. It's
So exotic.
cuz
He's
like
a gay cowboy
I mean
who's a
that's
redneck
fine. Like that's fine.
who runs a zoo.
Who's a red Rux's. I mean that's
He had like 4 husbands at the same time.
that I mean, yes, it all sounds like ridiculous and crazy whatever, but like, you know, I'm just I don't know, like I
No, I understand. You got time constraints, and
yeah, it's like
you'd rather devote your time towards like something that's it's a short shot.
yeah, something that I know I'm going to enjoy or just something that I know I'm going to hate slash enjoy, which is Dota.
Oh yeah.
It's one of two things. It's do I want to how much do I hate myself today?
Hmm.
I'll tell you what though, I didn't mention this earlier, but the one other game that I've been playing a lot recently is it's this board game um that was on Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And then I found it actually in Barnes and Noble, and
Huh.
I bought like a a character set. I can pull it up and show it here in just a second. Um,
If we're going to show our like characters, I
well,
just
I
got a
know you
few of
got
them.
characters, but this is I'm just like I can just grab the box is what I was thinking because it's like right
For sure,
here.
for sure.
Um, so it's this game called Dice Throne. Okay,
Hmm.
and they have like you know plenty of characters whatever it's like it's a card game
Hmm.
that kind of reminds me of like Hearthstone. Like you have like a whole bunch of different characters whatever that you could choose from, but they have abilities and you it's like a mix between Hearthstone and Yahtzee and like
Yeah.
a whole bunch of different things, but they have um they were scheduled to send everything out in June of this year from like the Kickstarter stuff. But since COVID and whatever, they're a
Yeah.
lot of their manufacturers and distribution stuff is all in China, so everything's getting delayed. So they offered a full fledged version of it that you can play on Tabletop Simulator.
Hmm.
So I downloaded, like, I've had Tabletop Simulator, so I downloaded the Dice Throne like little custom game, whatever. And I've been playing that online with a few friends. So
Oh, cool.
it's, like the friends of mine who were also talking about Kickstartering it,
That's
like
cool,
they're the
man.
ones who I'm playing with. But it's really fun. It's like one of the more well-designed card games like that I've played. Um and you can play in teams and you can play just 1v1.
Hmm.
Uh but I think it goes up to like it's either 6 or 8 players, so you can do like 4 teams of 2, or you can do, 2 teams of 3, whatever you want to do, and it's just very interesting. It's got like a lot of um, cool mechanics and stuff like that aren't in a lot of other card games. So
Huh.
yeah,
That's pretty cool.
yeah, because it's got that added element of like you're rolling dice to try and activate your abilities. So, like, if you get a small straight, that's like an ability on your card that you can like play as an attack. But
That reminds me of there was this game. Did you watch the Yu-Gi-Oh TV show?
a little bit like when I was younger. But
There was this game that was in the Yu-Gi-Oh TV show that kind of required you rolling a dice in order to activate. It was a
yeah.
separate game. It was like you use the Yu-Gi-Oh monsters, but like you had to
Oh,
roll
okay.
dice to activate like abilities and take
Yeah,
turns
yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff like that.
But like the crazy part is some of the cards in like the decks, which are all pre-constructed, so you don't have to worry about like when you buy a character set, you have all the cards for that character. You don't need any others. You don't trade them out. You just have a set. And when you're playing, like say I rolled a large straight, so 5 in a row, whatever,
Mm.
you can play a card that's like changed the value of one dice, and so it fucks up my my roll that I had, and then I
Oh
have to
yeah.
be like, what do I
Yep.
do now? So it's pretty fun. It's got a lot of cool mechanics like that. So
That's cool.
yeah, that's the other main game I've been playing. I don't know why I didn't think of it earlier, but I was just like, oh shit, like that game's really fun.
Yeah,
So yeah.
that's cool. Since we're pulling out stuff, I got this in the mail today.
Oh no.
It's people might think I'm a hype beast for this, but I just love it.
Who cares?
Yeah,
Who
it's like the
cares?
bathing ape. It's a baby limb from the Baby Milo collection, which I
Okay.
love. Baby Milo. It's
Ooh,
like it's a bobblehead, but it's like from
nice.
Bape. Bape is like Pharrell Williams like
Mm-hmm.
made it popular and that whole thing.
No,
But yeah,
that's
it's like
that's cool.
yeah, I have a bunch of like calls. I got really into art. Well, I'm getting really into art. I really like Jeff Soto's paintings and I really like cause and what they do. So I have a bunch of those figures now that I mean,
Which
well,
those are dope as shit.
yeah,
I
I
like
have like
those.
I ordered like 6 of them, but they all aren't here yet.
They're
Well, I
so
ordered
cool.
more than 6.
Well,
I
but that's
just
because you're trying to decorate your office, right? Like
yeah,
you
they're
need stuff to decorate your
yeah.
office.
3 of them are this. So the baby limb and the 3 calls the 3 figures I have already. Those are for my office, but I'm gonna get a bunch more to decorate my apartment when I move out.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool. Yeah, the other thing, I won't go get it. It's a little too far away. It's not just
yeah,
in
it's a little
arm's reach
far.
right now. But the other thing that I got since we last talked was my baby Roshan from
Oh,
like from the Aegis.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's actually pretty fucking big. Like I'm not gonna lie, it's like huge compared to what I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was
Mhm.
gonna be like palm size, whatever. But actually, I need to get this now because I don't think you've ever seen it.
Yeah, I
So
don't think
so
so.
yeah, one second. It's like right here. Talking. So
Talking.
here's the box, and here's my head for reference. It's my fucking face. And
That's
look at how tough this shit is. This is what I would put up if I had an office.
that's sick.
Little Roshan, man.
Oh yeah, that
It's
is sick.
crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, he just big as shit just hangs out here. He'll just chill with me.
Fire.
Yeah, I mean
Goddamn baby.
it's pretty cool. It's got like the colors on it of the Aegis of that year, so it's like
For
green.
those of you who are just listening, You pulled out the figure.
it's
That's pretty cool.
it's
Yeah.
pretty cool. Yeah, we're pulling out some fun figurines that we
Well,
have.
now I want to pull out the rest of the
The
Cosmo.
cause? Well, yeah,
Yeah.
you can pull them out because the people who, like us enough to go to our YouTube or like us enough to watch on stream or rewatch our stream, they'll get to see the little
The figure.
figures and they'll be like, okay, those are fire, because they
Yeah, yeah,
really are. They're so cool. I can
yeah.
fill some time here. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
I just gotta rearrange this. Oh, also for those who don't know, Roshan is a character, like a big, massive demon beast thing from Dota 2, and um, it's just a really cool character figurine that they give out if you pay enough money, and I paid enough money, so that's what we got. So Mike's about to show these caws, and these things are sick. I really like the look of these things.
Me too. That's why I fell in love with Cause is actually he's the designer. He's like he does clothes too. He's done some collaborations with Uniqlo, Nike, Jordan. So he's done a bunch of his story is like really interesting. You know the you know the artwork for 808s and Heartbreak?
Yeah, yeah.
He's the one who designed that.
Oh shit, really? I did not know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, he designed that.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So that
And he
even more
designed these, which is also
exactly
awesome.
exactly. So he actually I had so I'm getting a painting of his delivered here. Should be here this week, maybe next week. I'm also gonna put that in my office. It's like he does. I'll show you some of his work. It's like really cool. Like a lot of it's like a lot of it like a lot. He has a few like pieces that are like SpongeBob inspired
Ah,
that I think you'd
okay.
like.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but I just love his art, and I'm like him. I've been into like Jeff Soto, um, Fabio Di Plaza. His art is like super realistic and like
Oh, cool,
also
cool, cool.
abstract. I don't know, but anyway,
Yeah,
the
let's
figure.
let's show these figurines, right? Because they're going to be intense to try to describe. This is going to be
Yeah,
one thing
exactly.
that I feel like you're just going to have to like go on YouTube or like rewatch the stream, whatever, because they're tough though. They're
Yeah,
so
yeah.
tough.
So here we go.
Oof.
So I love they also move a little bit. You know their arms, stuff like that. So it's like these are the half dissected cause companions is what they're called. Um, I'm getting an all gray one too, like one of these that's all gray.
Okay, cool.
I'm also getting one of these that's like a Pinocchio. It's like Pinocchio
Oh,
with the eyes xed out and his hand is kind of like over his face, like in disappointment. And then
awesome.
I'm getting one
He's
like
just
this.
disappointed.
Yeah,
He's like, oh shit.
yeah. And I'm
Awesome.
getting one of these that looks like this, but it's all red.
Oh, that one will be cool.
Yeah, and I'm also getting another one of these black ones because why not?
Cause why not, right? You're
And
already getting all
then
the other ones.
yeah, and then I have this one.
Well, that
Um,
one's pretty cool.
yeah, he's not dissected. I love the way that he like kind of like takes old cartoon like kind of like that imagery and just kind of like flips it.
Yeah.
So I just love his art. I've been getting into him. Um,
Yeah. Nice.
while we're in lockdown, you absorb, you get to
Yeah, you
get some stuff.
get to do the things that you kind of want to do, and you have a lot of free time to just check shit out,
Yeah,
right? I mean, that's
you got
that's
time to
the other
buy.
thing. Yeah, yeah, we have time to do this. If it
Yeah,
wasn't for
exactly.
COVID, this is COVID stream.
Yeah,
If it
yeah, the
wasn't for
COVID.
COVID, we couldn't do this.
Exactly.
Just on lockdown. Um, but yeah, I mean, the other thing I've been getting into, speaking of art and stuff like that, is kind of on the same lines of what I've been enjoying watching lately. Is I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos of people painting.
Mm,
It has been like pretty relaxing. But I also, thanks to one of my coworkers, I just realized that there's so much YouTube out there that I'm interested in and want to watch. So
right.
I've started watching things on two
Mm,
times the speed, so I can
Oh,
just
really?
like watch them faster, and then I
Yeah.
can like I have more time. Like it's just time
Yeah.
hack, right? So
Yeah.
now like when I'm not watching videos in 2x speed, I'm like get to the fucking point. Like it's just like everything's too slow for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like those painting videos will be like 20, 30 minutes long. So if I cut it down half the time, like, okay, I took like, 10 minutes, whatever, 15 minutes, it's fine. I can
Yeah.
watch one of those, whatever. But they're super relaxing. Like watching people and how they like draw and create is just really awesome. It's something that I can't do myself, just why I
Yeah.
enjoy
Yeah.
like watching it. Um but the other thing I've been getting really into is I've been cooking a lot more. And so I've been watching a lot of like videos on how to properly do, XYZ cooking technique or like different recipe ideas and stuff like that. That's been the other big thing for me. I don't
If you.
mind taking 30 minutes to watch a Gordon Ramsay video
Oh yeah. Yeah.
because I'm going to cook like Gordon Ramsay eventually, right? That's how that works.
Yeah. Yeah. I watch a bunch of cooking videos too, but most of the time I just watch it, like you said, just because it's relaxing and it's
Yeah.
like I just like to see how people. It gives me ideas for. I won't necessarily copy the other person's idea, but it gives me inspiration.
Yeah.
So this isn't like an ad or anything, but like if you're looking for like anyone to watch for cooking videos, I don't know if you watch cooking the guy Cooking with Babish.
I've seen several. Yeah.
I like Cooking with Babish. I like Food Wishes.
Okay, yeah, I like food wishes too. I also like watching Tasty. Like Tasty has a
Oh
lot
yeah,
of videos that are
yeah,
just
yeah.
like, quick recipes, whatever
Yeah.
that they show off and stuff like that.
Hmm.
But there's a couple like I want to call it like a mini series that they do, which is like different time increments of like a certain dish, right?
Yeah.
So they have like this guy who gets on camera and he's like, I'm going to show you how to make a steak if you have 5 minutes, 50 minutes, or 5 hours, right? And so they
Yeah.
kind of go through like what all you're doing during these different times. Like I watched that one. I watched like a 5 minute, a 1 hour, and like a 2 day macaroni and cheese.
Hmm.
I watched like you know a 5 minute, uh 3 hour, and like a 3 day pizza. Like those videos are like just super like interesting to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say that those are like kind of my biggest wheelhouse right now. Like I just love
Okay.
turning those on. You just chill, hang out, watch those for like 10, 15 minutes, and then you kind of get inspired, like,
There
oh,
you
I'm
go.
going to
Yeah.
go make this recipe or whatever. So,
There you go. There you
yeah,
go.
that shit's always dope to me.
Well, yeah. But yeah. Cooking videos are dope. I watch YouTube probably more than I watched real TV.
Me too.
That's why I got YouTube Premium.
That's why I
I
don't have
just like.
time for Tiger King. So I'd rather
Yeah.
be watching like cooking shows on YouTube.
I definitely. Yeah. I mean, I definitely. Yeah. I had to get like YouTube Premium because I was like, I'm not like when I go somewhere and like someone has YouTube on and like I see an ad. Now I'm just like, huh, peasant.
You're just mad about it for them.
Yeah.
You're mad for them, not at them.
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck are you still
What are you watching ads for, peasants? Like, come on.
doing?
Oh
Oh,
man.
well,
But
the ads kind of give me a break sometimes. I do not have, I am a peasant. I do not have YouTube Premium. I should with how much I watch YouTube, but um, the ads kind of help me because it's like, oh, okay, I have like 30 seconds to do
yeah,
something else for, I have a couple minutes. Okay, that's really good. I can go do that and then I can fully devote my attention to the video. Um, the other thing I've been watching a lot of on YouTube is Avatar: The Last Airbender, like
really.
timeline videos. I
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
really like that shit. Like I
Get in
like
the robot. Is
um
that
I can't remember like the channels names or anything, but
Hmm.
there's just been a ton that I've been like, oh, like the history of this character, and like like
Yeah,
here's like the lore of this character, and even like getting into some of the Legend of Korra stuff, like
I love those videos. Yeah,
those are super interesting to me.
there's a
Um,
bunch of those videos, a bunch of about like a shit ton of anime characters that I love.
yeah, the other ones that I've also been checking out lately are the Dragon Ball Z ones and stuff like that. They do like a lot of, you know, power level discussions of like all the
Yeah,
characters. I like watching those. Like I just like nerding out for a bit. Just sit
yeah,
there
yeah. Me
nerding
too.
out.
Me too.
Yeah.
Like
Um
I love having that stuff in the background too. Like if I'm doing something else.
yeah. That's also a big perk. YouTube is really easy to just like have on in the background. Same with like Twitch streams. Like that's
Mm,
probably the other main thing I watch is I watch a lot of streamers. Um
mm.
especially now everybody's got time. Everybody's streaming. So,
Yeah, yeah,
like all my favorite streamers are just like constantly on and so I get a lot of time to like just kind of have them playing in the background while I'm working or, whatever. Um it's actually kind of interesting. A lot of my favorite streamers go in like this cycle where it's like I watch, like my favorite one in the morning, then like towards the afternoon he's done, but like my second favorite's on, and then like, it just kind of keeps
yeah.
trickling down. So I get to like, oh well, I'll just rotate into this person, and it's fine. So yeah. Um,
Cool.
but I don't really have too much else on what I've been watching or anything like that. And I think we've hit most of the points for tonight, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds good. Yeah.
Okay. Two things.
Before we do that, let's say I hope everyone out there is staying safe.
No, fuck them.
Staying safe. Let's hope that the world opens up. I'm sure we'll be back to normal at some point soon.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, for a lot of, I know, I'm a little selfish in that regard because for a lot of people this is misery, but for me this is peace and happiness.
just because people are losing their jobs and stuff like that.
Yes,
You know.
I
Yeah.
understand the negative repercussions, but
Yeah. Yeah. But
all I
like
can say is I've been wearing sweatpants every day for a month straight, and the
yeah.
day that you're gonna tell me that I have to put real pants on and go back into the office, I'm gonna slit your fucking throat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be so angry. I want them
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
just realize that, like, hey, you don't have to go into the office. You can just work from home. Like, at least give me the option. Just open
Yeah.
up the option and be like, hey, we just proved for the last, however long this has been going on
Hmm.
that we can all work from home. So I don't see what the problem is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. And
Um,
I've been getting great sleep.
I mean, I haven't, but it's fine. It is what it is. But I will say this is not an ad either. But I have like this is the one company that I have been just talking up so much lately because anybody who is looking for any fucking work from home clothes, 'cause we're gonna be here for a long ass time. I have a feeling. So anybody who's looking for stuff, Ateo, they make the gaming clothes. It's like clothes by gamers for gamers. I'm wearing their shit right now, right? I have not taken off this pair of pants in 2 days. It's been amazing. But I have four pairs of these. They're sweatpants. They're called sitters. Okay? They're specifically designed for you to sit for multiple hours and just game. So they're super comfortable. They're like the best pair of pants I've ever worn. I've been tweeting about them like all the time over the past few weeks, and
Yeah, I
they've
think I've
actually
seen.
been like interacting with all of my tweets pretty much. Like the company's just like, "Oh, you're too kind. Like thanks for all the support, whatever." I'm like, I ordered another pair. I heard that we were locked down till at least the end of this month. I was like, "Fuck it, I'm ordering another pair." You're getting all these figures. I'm getting more sweatpants. Priorities, man.
It happens. Exactly. Like, we're messed up.
But yes, Seaside is right. Everybody stay safe. You can find him, Seaside Mike One. You can find me, Mocha _AF. And we will do two things. Two things.
Okay.
You can go
Two.
first if you want.
Okay, sure. Let's see. I didn't think about this beforehand, but Subway or Quiznos?
Well,
I know this is a hard.
I mean,
hard-
it's super hard for me because I'm allergic.
Yeah,
But
don't answer that. Maybe I'll do it.
no. I will answer solely off of one thing because we mentioned stand-up comedians, and I think a lot of stand-up comedians reference Quiznos a lot more than they reference Subway. So I'd pick Quiznos.
Fair enough.
I think it's because it's more fun to say. You know, you get to go
Yeah.
Quiznos, stuff like that. The two things I have for you. Would you rather win 5 straight Dota games, but they all are 1 hour long? It's 5 hours, but 5 wins. Okay. Or would you rather only be allowed to play Xbox 360 for the rest of your life? Just,
Good Dota.
just
I guess.
Xbox 360 is not that bad.
It's not that bad.
I
but
still have one. It's
Yeah, I do too.
other than the Switch, it's the newest console I have.
Yeah.
So
It's not
You know.
that bad.
it's not that bad. I was trying to think of like
I played Dota for 5 hours before. I can do it again.
but I was trying to think of like an Xbox game that like
Halo 2 Boy, I love Halo 2. Halo 2 is like one of the games that like defined like my gaming life.
what's the shitty Halo? Like the was
Halo
it
3? I don't know.
no, wasn't there one that was like Halo Wars or some shit like that
There
where
wasn't Halo Wars. That was like a tactical game. I never.
yeah, you could only play that for the rest of your life. Just that one fucking game. You still probably picked the Dota. I should have picked a way more extreme time, other than 5 hours, maybe like 50 hours. But you win every game, 50 hours,
you
but
win
you
every
win
game.
every game. So that's a lot of MMR. It's miserable, but you win every game. That's a lot of MMR. But that's the show.
Alright.